Welcome back to Tarot by the Bay. I'm David. Okay, well, the New York civil trial case is over. Judge Engoron now gets to decide the damages. But, heaven forbid, this thing end without a bit of drama. Now, literally, I just did a video saying Trump was not allowed to speak during this. And I honestly can't remember what I said. I think I do remember saying, he's going to bring up witch hunts and unfair and wah, and be all drama. And I can't remember if I said he'd storm off or something like that. But what I did not expect was that he would give closing arguments, even though he wasn't supposed to. So what happened? First off, Judge Engoron's house had a bomb threat or got swatted before the happenings of the day today. Trump's lawyers, all three of them, gave closing arguments. There was about 6 minutes left, and Mr. Keiss asked if Donald Trump could address the court. And the judge basically said, okay, but he has to abide by the normal rules for closing arguments. Trump stood up and just started talking. Didn't agree to the rules that the judge set up. Now, yesterday the judge had said that if Trump talked without permission, he'd get the bailiff on him, fine him $50,000, and have him removed from court. Basically, or if he talked without, he would have to agree, and if he went off the rails, he would be escorted out. Well, the judge let Trump talk for 6 minutes. He went off the rails, accused everybody of everything, didn't follow any of the rules that were set up. And the judge then, broke for lunch. Why? You said you were going to have him removed. Have him removed. Having the bailiff remove Trump, would that somehow get his base all riled up? We'd get riled up too. It's the closest damn thing we've had to a perp walk with the Orange Menace. What's the energy around this trial? Entertainment purposes only. Show of strength. Again, this is Donald Trump showing that he can defy any rule, any part of civility, that the rules and the laws just don't apply to him. He's uncontrollable. Which, of course, leads to, will the judge fine him? Will the judge hold his lawyers accountable for Trump's actions? We'll find out. Crossed with the Page of Pentacles. Again, fundraising off it, but he has so little to add to this, and he may have just contributed additional fines as well as additional damages by his actions. Underneath is the Tower. When you've got nothing, all you can do is pound the table. Trump is watching his world come crashing down, and he's lashing out. And I think maybe Judge Engoron recognizes that and just let him lash out. This is anything that they appeal. You're going to have all this bad behavior to go with it. It's not like he's being angelic up there. He's behaving as boorishly as you could possibly imagine. So this is going to work against Trump in an appellate court, I would assume. But the energy of this case is bringing Trump, his businesses, and his legacy crashing down to the earth. In the past is the Ace of Wands. This is a big case because it's bringing down the financial power base of Trump Org. This is going to be the one that allows other cases to proceed. It is a big action by Letitia James. She campaigned on it, and she brought it home. Current situation is the Queen of Cups. Trump is emotionally unhinged and can't control his temper. He can't control his emotions. The judge, the staff, the district attorney all maintain composure. It's Team Trump that are the drama queens. Again, I think I'll read on the appellate on the appeal that is inevitably to happen, but I think that's where we're going here. It's the end. Again, empty can rattles the most. Trump's out there screaming and doing that. He's killing himself He's killing himself. He's killing his chance for an appeal, and he may be increasing fines against him. His actions shouldn't increase fines increase fines against him for his behaviors. It shouldn't increase the judgment. Although the judge may be a little bit less willing to give him the benefit of the doubt. The judge gave him a lot of rope, a lot of offers, a lot of opportunities, and Trump just basically shot himself in the foot every chance he could get because he can't keep his emotions in control. Again, a lot of this stuff, a lot of the leeway the judge gave him, he would never give anybody else because Donald Trump's the next president and he doesn't want this case overturned on appeal. Outcome, Trump tries to get away with as much as he can whenever he can do it. And Trump thinks that he got away with it. He really does think he got away with it because he didn't have to agree to the judge's rules. He got his campaign message out. Thankfully, this was not broadcast, but this might screw us over when it comes to like the Jack Smith case. Because if Trump's going to act like that, then we may not get a televised Jack Smith case. And I really want a televised Jack Smith case. Because America needs to see Donald Trump get a trial, get a fair trial, and see the evidence. Now, again, for the folks watching this channel, you probably watched the January 6th case, the committee meetings. You probably watched news that represented accurately what happened on January 6th. The people that need to see Donald Trump on trial for January 6th are the ones that don't get that information from their Fox News network. They need to see what happened and have their eyes opened to what happened. They want to continue to delude themselves. Well, then that's a choice. They don't get to choose their own facts. They can choose how they react and interpret those facts, but they don't get to have their own facts. And right now they have their own facts. All right, but that's an aside. Judge Engoron did not remove Trump from court, did threaten to fine him. Will Judge Engoron fine Donald Trump for his actions today? Little four-carder. I think he will. He warned him. And even though Trump didn't agree to what the rules the judge said, the judge is going to pretend like he did agree to them. It doesn't matter. The judge can fine him regardless. He doesn't need to agree to it. It's the agreement was just going to show that Trump willfully did that and would get him some warnings. But there's money involved here. A burden, 2 tens, ace of cups, losing his temper. It's been broadcast. And there's that page of pentacles again. I think there's going to be a fine. Again, Trump will fundraise off of this. And I got a pair of tens here. I think the judge is going to basically say, you know what? I asked you not to go on a political diatribe. You did it anyways. You've left me. It's a burden. You've left me no choice. I warned you. You did it anyway. 6 minutes. You did it. I warned you not to do it. You're going to get fined. And Trump will grift off of that. He'll make more money off the. If Trump pays a $50,000 fine, he'll probably raise $500,000 or $5 million off of that. Because, that's going to, show his base what a guy he is. But you know what? He's going to raise that money anyway, so you might as well fine him. Will the judge fine him? It looks like it. What's the judge going to do with Chris Keiss and Alina Habba and the other attorney? What's the judge going to do with them for their failure to control their client multiple times during this trial? Will the judge hold them to account? Understand that there are local bars. If I understand it correctly, lawyers, they take the bar and then they can practice in various states. So but they have to maintain ethical behavior and such, and ethical practices and a certain expertise, or else they could be brought up to the bar with ethical concerns. And Lena Haba and Chris Keiss could be facing problems with the bar down the line. Alina Haba especially. But is the judge going to hold them to account for what happened today? Nine of Swords. I think so. Nightmare client, and this trial's over, but I don't think it's over for them. The World card. Yeah, this is the trial being over. Nightmarish for them. Thank God this thing's through. But the hillbilly drunken brawl remains. The judge is basically going to come full circle on them. It's like, I told you to control your client. You refused to control your client. Yeah, I know he's difficult, but you had a job to do and you didn't do it. Yep. Everybody else maintained their composure. You didn't. And I believe, especially with Chris Keiss, on this one, he's going to bring up how many times he gave Trump the opportunity to give closing arguments under certain parameters. Keiss wouldn't guarantee it. And then Keiss allowed his client to speak anyways. And the judge is going to bring that up. Here's your money. How much am I going to fine you guys for this? He's already fined him, $7,500 each for like 4 attorneys for shenanigans that were pulled. I think you're going to see even more this time around for the shenanigans that Donald Trump pulled. Because this is supposed to be a courtroom where we have rules and decorum. You took an oath to the bar. You're supposed to have ethical behavior, and it was none of that. This is the exact opposite of the conduct we expect in our courtrooms. So you're going to pay a big old fine. You as fool's gold. Foolish of you to take your client's money, to take him on as a client in the first place, but you did, and you knew what you were getting. You got paid. Your client acted out. You're going to pay again. They're going to get fined more heavily this time by the judge. All 3 of them. All 3 of them failed in their jobs, and all 3 will be held to account on this one because they didn't control their client. They didn't control their 3-year-old poo-poo pants client. The immaturity of that man. Good Lord. I should change it from Karen to Donald. All right, so looks like Trump's getting fined. Looks like his lawyers will face some financial sanctions for this outburst as well. Will Trump's lawyers face legal, ethical sanctions by the bar? That could be up to and including removal, but I think Alina Haba is much more in danger of being removed than Chris Keiss, but still. Will the Trump legal team face legal and ethical sanctions from the bar? Wheel of Fortune, yeah. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes. The bar is going to look at it like, you've got to be kidding me. Your client was out of control. It's your job to be the ambassador for your client in the courtroom. You lost control of that situation, and you're going to pay the price for your client's bad behavior. You didn't like it, you should have resigned. Oh, disbarment. Hello. Death card, Wheel of Fortune, willing sacrifice, Emperor, Knight of Cups. Yeah, I would expect some folks are going to get disbarred over this behavior. I think it's more Alina Haba just for the consistent low standards that she has exhibited. Chris Keiss, maybe there's some other ethical ones, but Alina Hobb has been the one that's been in front of the cameras being his mouthpiece. So it could be that the hanged man, in this case, the willing sacrifice, I think it's going to be Alina Hobb that takes the brunt on that one. I wouldn't be surprised if Chris Keiss gets sanctioned, but I think Alina Hobb is going to get disbarred. I'll stick by that one. All right. Anything else on this? Will the bomb threats... Oh, no. Don't worry about that. When this goes to the appeals court, real high level, will the appeals court uphold the decision Judge Engoron makes? Wouldn't it be fun if the appeals court doubled the fine? Well, I'll teach you for appealing. We're going to double the fine. You want to appeal again? We'll double it on top of that. Oh, I'm evil. Okay, Spirit. The appeals court. What's going to happen with the appeals court? Are they going to uphold the Page of Pentacles? Now, again, a weak-ass case coming to the appeals court. Appeals court will take a look at it. They're going to confer. They'll take the case, obviously. It's going to be an appeal that's going to be made. It's going to be another, it's going to be Chris Keiss and company again, going to the appeals court with their weak-ass case. Oh, this is not going to be good. Already, I get the feeling the appeals court's going to have a field day with these guys. King of Wands. They've been watching. The appeals court's been watching. They've watched Judge Engoron. They've watched what he did and did not do. Maybe they're shaking their heads and a judge should take more control over his courtroom. But he did what he did. And, I'm surprised the Queen of Cups... I'll be surprised the Queen of Cups doesn't show up on this one. Okay, so this will go... you start off with it could be a 3-person appeal panel, but I think it'll go for the whole, in front of the whole appeals court. They'll want the whole panel ruling on this, if that's something that can be done. But Trump's team is going to have a very difficult time making their legal arguments, I believe, because of their behavior. Their poor behavior, weak case and poor behavior is going to make it difficult for them to win the appeal. Yeah, they're not going to get what they want out of this. The justices are going to ask questions. Trump's team is not going to be able to provide answers. They certainly can't rationalize or defend their behaviors and their actions in the trial. The appeals court they're not hearing it. They're not buying it. They're not taking it. Justice will be served in the appellate court. Absolutely, justice will be served. And I think they're going to say justice was served in the case with Judge Engoron. And Trump's not going to get away with it. Trump basically... Oh, same thing with this other one. Trump stole the money. That's it. Trump stole the money. He stole the money on my last spread. He stole the money here. And they're basically going to say, you stole that money. $500 million. I still think it's going to be $500 million. They're asking $370. I think she's going to get $5. Might be a little bit more. Might be a little less. I would be thrilled with $370. I'd be thrilled with $250. Heck, I'd be pretty thrilled with $100 million. That's a lot of money, especially because he's not allowed to stay in business. $500 million. That's my guess. $500 million. Okay. How will Trump react when the dollar amount by Judge Engoron is announced? And I think it's going to be the same dollar amount after it goes to the appeals court. So however Trump reacts to the thought that he's losing $500 million, how's he going to feel? Where's he going to be emotionally, spiritually, mentally when that's announced? Come on down. The judgment, here it is. Judgment comes down. The courts have said it, both courts, but both Judge Engoron and the appeals court will support it. But here's Judge Engoron's announcement of the judgment. The manifestation. Wow. Powerful underneath it. Again, I think this is, look at, we got 3 major arcana here. The judge is going to come down hard on him, and this is transformative on Trump because for the first time, well, not for the first time, he's been bankrupt several times, but this is going to be the first time he's going to be bankrupt without a solid way of getting back into the game because he's lost his business. He's lost all his businesses and his revenue. All he can do is grift. All he can do is beg for money. Give him a cardboard sign, put him on the side of the road, and shaking that sign. How's Trump going to feel about this? We got the strength card in the past. He's lost. This is like Samson's long golden locks, his flowing locks, which gave him his strength. That money is what gave him his strength. That money is now being taken away. His business is being taken away. It's the 4th major arcana in a row. He is transformed and his strength is in the past. For the first time in Donald Trump's life, he is worried about going to prison. Not because of the civil case, but because the only way he can stay out of prison in the criminal cases is by funding them. And he's just lost his funding. Prison is now starting to look real for him. And now that he's lost his money, especially after the appellate court, there's nothing keeping him in the United States. Because all that's going to happen in the U.S. is he's going to get arrested, indicted, and thrown in prison for his actions on January 6th in Georgia and in other cases. So he might start looking at leaving. When I ask if he leaves, I typically get the 2 of Wands, maybe the 3 of Wands. I think once the appellate court is done or he recognizes that he's not getting his money, he's ready to go. He will still be completely crazy. He will still be out there spouting his nonsense, his victimization. The MAGA crowd and the QAnon folks will still believe his messaging. But those are the only people that are going to believe his messaging. He's going to be losing his court cases. Here we go. 4 of Wands and the Thief card. He is guilty of those frauds. He was guilty of cheating and lying and cheating. The story's coming out. And now he's going to have to make his getaway, so to speak, here. 5 of Swords. Winner take all. His narcissism isn't going to be able to handle it particularly well. Now he's walking off with those 5 swords and still has those 5 swords causing other people to leave. But I think this is kind of like this is the winner takes all. He's lost it. He's lost it. He's lost his ability to win. It's no longer so much winning you don't know what to do with yourself. It's going to be nothing but losing for him. Transformation. It's the exact opposite. Everything that Donald Trump was able to do in the past is gone. And it's because he's lost his power source. He's lost his money. And without his money, when you're crazy and you have money, they call you eccentric. If you're crazy and you're poor, you're crazy. He is about to go from eccentric to crazy in 2024. All right, long-winded reading. It's over. We're done. I don't know why it has to be this way. I suppose I could read on it. Oh, okay, fine. I'm trying to wrap up here. Okay, fine. What's the spiritual message around Donald Trump's actions, Judge Engoron's actions? What's the spiritual message behind this? Why are we having to endure this? I just did this on my Fonnie Willis one. I swear, if I get the Knight of Wands, I'm going to throw the cards at the screen. We're going to play 52 pickup. 52 card pickup. Actually, no, it's not 52 cards, is it? It's going to be, 78 cards in a tarot deck? It's 56 plus like 22, yeah, 78 cards. All right, what's the spiritual lesson to learn? What's the spiritual meaning behind all these antics that Donald Trump does and the non-accountability and all of this? Why? Ace of Wands. Some people are just so damn thick you have to hit them on the head with a stick with it. Well, at least it's not the Knight of Wands, I suppose. The Magician. They had to see the transformation. Oh, interesting. You see the transformation from a powerful man to a weak man type of thing. And it needed to be on television, needed to be broadcast. They need to actually see it. And maybe these behaviors, they get ratings and therefore it gets televised coverage. The toxicity of it. How many chances he gets and how he just poisons everything that he touches. It needs to be seen. The transformation. What's underneath it? The Queen of Pentacles. Almost like what the money does to this guy. He just takes his money for granted. And, he just acts boorishly. People just need to see it. They just need to see the behavior. It literally is like whack-a-mole. But waking up people using a big stick like whack-a-mole is only whacking them a few at a time. Maybe if again, if this story gets out, it gets broadcast and people see it, a lot of people see it as opposed to a few. But I guess it has to hit them hard in order to wake them up. I have my opinions. I would not be a benevolent God. Trust me on that one. I would I want to give them the rapture. I really do. Let's just take a third of the population. Was Thanos so wrong? The difference was he did it randomly. Anyways, all right, we'll leave my delusions of grandeur and my megalomania behind. Thank you for watching this video and supporting my channel. I appreciate it. I'll catch you on the next video. Take care.